Hello everybody, how the devil are you? This is Cirque for Sanitarium.FM, and today we're taking a look at Willy-Nilly Knight. Now, what is Willy-Nilly other than a silly title? Well, Willy-Nilly Knight is a turn-based strategy RPG. You have your team of characters and encounter enemy groups which you fight in turn-based combat. The combat in the game is very standard for the SRPG genre, or strategy role-playing game, with each character, ally and enemy alike taking turns to move, attack, use an ability, and or use an item. All of these actions will use AP or action points, which are displayed at the bottom of the screen, so as long as you have AP remaining, you can select any combination of options during your turns. Once your turn is over, or sometimes before it if the enemy is faster, they will get to take their turn, which also consists of the same concept of moving and attacking based on remaining AP, and this will continue until one side is wiped out. Winning the battles gives you a few items, coins, and some experience, which goes towards leveling up your characters. This provides you with an ability skill point to learn or strengthen an ability, and a stat point which you can spend on one of the base stats to improve your character by adding more health, attack, defense, magic attack, etc. In between the battles, you can explore the world, collecting items from the hidden or not so hidden caches that you find scattered around, and you can talk to people for more backstory, sometimes picking up a new quest or objective. The game also has an autosave enabled, which it creates multiple files so you can reload from an earlier point if you make a mistake or fail in a battle, and because it saves multiple slots, you can actually go back a fair while or somewhere in the middle depending on where you'd like to load from. The setting and the plot of the game is nothing new. It's a basic fantasy story taking place within the Arthurian legends. You control a character named Arthur, who is a boy that wakes up, assumes he's dreaming because the world around him is fantastical. He pulls a sword from a stone and then proceeds to save a damsel in distress, which is your second character, Guinevere, and he starts his journey. There's an overarching story in which the gods have plans for Arthur to use him as their weapon. This story doesn't quite kick in for the first part, as it begins mostly with just doing little quests and getting to know people, especially Guinevere's uncle, the town guard, and the merchant, blacksmith, and various other minor characters. The game is somewhat lighthearted in tone, with bright colourful characters and locations. Even the darker dungeon setting is still quite family friendly, and there's no real violence or offensive content. It feels like a game that could be enjoyed by a younger player, assuming they have the patience to plan out the battles, as going in guns blazing and just hammering the enemies is not likely to work for long against enemies that match or exceed your character's powers. The game also contains an arena mode where you can select your team out of the 4 heroes, any combination of the 4 or even multiples of the same ones, and pit them against the same 4 characters, so you can work out strategies or just have fun with higher level characters. Overall, Willy-Nilly Knight doesn't really bring anything new to a long-standing genre, with familiar settings, stories, enemies, and battle system, but it does pull them off quite solidly and comes off as a warm, family-friendly little adventure. I'd give the game a rating 6.5 out of 10. It's quite a nice little game, especially for a younger player, someone who hasn't really delved too deeply into this genre, or is just getting used to young adult fiction fantasy stories, more probably closer to The Hobbit than, say, the Lord of the Rings epics. Thanks for watching. Please let us know what you think of the video and or the game. Ciao for now!